It's Wednesday, February 25th. A special weather statement in effect today as up to 15 centimeters of snow could fall this morning.
Ottawa bylaw says that they have seized nearly a dozen accessible parking permits after a recent blitz.
I'm coming to the cottage.
And we'll tell you how you can book a stay at the infamous Heated Rivalry Cottage in Ontario this summer. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning to you. Hope your morning is starting off well. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Mulayelo.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And you're going to have more details and what we can expect with the snowfall, but that's going to be our lead story because right when you think, we start getting a little bit warmer, Mother Nature comes back and says more snowfall on the way. So Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement in effect for this morning for Ottawa and Eastern Ontario. Environment Canada says 5 to maybe 10 centimeters of snow is expected on the roads, and it can be a little bit slippery, so you are asked to take extra time during your morning commute. School buses are running this morning, but some delays can definitely be expected.
Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not far from the home of a man who has been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April 2019. Police believe he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are awaiting DNA results. Police are investigating after shots were fired in an old Ottawa East neighborhood. Officers were called to Main Street yesterday morning. Evidence found at the scene confirmed a shooting did occur. There are no reported injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services Guns and Gangs unit.
The Carlton Tavern is set to see a makeover as part of a proposed redevelopment plan in Hintonburg. Residents took part in a community information session last night.
That location is certainly a place where density makes sense because it's so close to the transit station.
Great points on both sides, lots of nuance, a lot of questions left unanswered.
So residents raised concerns about the proposal's impact on traffic, the affordability of units, and the future of their local landmark. Taggart Developments is proposing a 38-story building near the Parkdale Market with a makeover for the tavern. The Department of National Defence announced that it's building 7,500 new homes across Canada for military members and their families, including about 2,000 here in Eastern Ontario. Phase 2 includes more than 1,000 residential units in Petawawa, 900 in Kingston, and 280 in Ottawa. About $3.7 million has been earmarked for the units across Canada. This is part of the government's plan to expand military housing across the country.
We're moving at a pace and a speed never seen before. And so our folks at DCC know they have to move quickly, and they are moving quickly. But we've got construction underway across the country now.
This all comes after a report from the Auditor General last year found DND was falling short on providing enough adequate military housing and found that at some bases, many quarters were in poor physical condition and had significant issues.
A Cornwall teenager is facing several criminal charges after multiple incidents involving stolen vehicles. According to police, a vehicle reported stolen on February 15th was involved in a collision the following day. The teen was allegedly driving and failed to remain at the scene. On Monday, police responded to another stolen vehicle complaint involving the same teen who allegedly rammed a Cornwall police cruiser and then a school bus. No one was injured. The 14-year-old was arrested on Monday. Police say during his arrest, he assaulted one officer and bit another.
U.S. President Donald Trump delivered his first State of the Union of his second term. Trump defending his economic record despite a drop in approval ratings with less than 9 months to go until midterm elections.
I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
It was the longest State of the Union ever for an American president. He also shouted out Team USA's gold medal winning men's hockey team and hosted them in the Oval Office earlier in the day.
Guys, I recognize every one of you.
The gold medal winning women's team declined their invite, but during his address, Trump said they will come to the White House.
Ottawa bylaws say they have seized nearly a dozen accessible parking permits after a recent blitz. On a recent weekend, they seized 11 accessible parking permits. 7 were misused, 3 were expired, and 1 was fake. Drivers who use these accessible parking spaces say it is incredibly frustrating when these limited spots are taken advantage of.
I think they're rude and inconsiderate to do something like that because they don't realize just how inconvenient it is for some people. Have a really difficult time getting around, and so smarten up.
I wish they let us have the spots we assigned to. Sometimes I feel guilty. I'm not holding a club in my hand, but there's one in the car here.
Bylaw says they have already issued 561 tickets this year for accessible parking permit violations.
Atletico Ottawa was eliminated from the Championship Cup after their loss to Nashville SC.
Aguilar on the other side of a great pass. Looking for Happy Bullis, stopped on the line.
Yeah, it was an easy tap-in for Nashville's Alex Meal. Rebounding off the post in the 20th minute, Atletico struggled to keep up in this one.
They lost 5-0 and dropped the overall series 7-0. This year's CONCACAF Champions Cup marked Ottawa's debut in international competition after clinching the CPL title last year.
You know what? I remember with us speaking with some of the players beforehand, talking about this, and they were just so proud to be able to take part in the tournament. Obviously, probably not the outcome they wanted at all, but at least they got to be there and represent the country.
It's so true. It's a big leagues, right? And maybe
absolutely.
they just have to adjust that play and get them next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard because they've had a bit of a break from the season as well.
That's
and
true.
Practicing is not the same as playing in a game form, right? And when you haven't played a game in a few months, there's probably some rust that you have to kind of shake
Good
off.
point.
So could be that. And it could be because there was no snow.
That's what I was going to say. There was no snowfall on the ground. They didn't have home field advantage as Canadians, but they would today.
I would today. Lots of snow on the way for today. We do have a special weather statement in effect, and it does extend through Ottawa, Smith Falls, Brockville, and areas down along the 401 and out through the valley. However, not for Cornwall and Hawkesbury. So we are expecting snow 5 up to 10 centimeters at this point in the season. It's nothing that we're not used to. This is what we're seeing right now in our satellite radar. So we started to see some snow in the overnight tonight, and we will continue to see that snowfall throughout the day ahead. So this is a look at our system, and yes, we will see that snow this morning and through your afternoon, early evening, and then it will begin to taper off around midnight or so, and still some flurries kind of into the overnight, early morning tomorrow, but then sunshine back in the forecast for Thursday as well as for Friday. So how much more snow are we expecting? Well, our system is showing about 5 centimeters by 5 p.m. today, and then we could see a few more centimeters into the overnight before midnight and throughout the early morning hours tomorrow, bringing that total to about 7 centimeters, but we could see upwards of 10. So just keep that in mind that we could see anywhere from 5 up to 10 centimeters of snow throughout the course of the day. The sunshine will be back tomorrow, so will the warmer weather. Minus 11 right now, and yes, we are seeing that snow. Factor in the wind chill, feels like minus 18, so not nearly as cold as yesterday at this time, where it was almost feeling like minus 30, not as cold, but still a little bit chilly. Feels like minus 7 in Trenton, minus 11 for Kingston as well as in Brockville. Daytime highs today, not nearly as cold as yesterday. Minus 3 is the high for today, so fairly average, just a little bit below into your afternoon. We'll feel closer to minus 7 throughout the day ahead. 1 degree for Pembroke, 0 for Bancroft, 1 in Trenton, Kingston area, Kemptville, Brockville. So we are seeing some warmer weather, and we will get to see some warmer temperatures in Ottawa as we head towards the end of the work week. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast. You'll see temperatures kind of up and down over the next few days. Minus 3 for today, overnight dropping to minus 9. And again, special weather statement, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Sunshine for Thursday as well as on Friday, and slowly warming up. Minus 4 for tomorrow, 2 degrees for Friday, 4 on Saturday, where we could even see some rain in the forecast. That's how warm it will be as we head in through the weekend. And then a bit of a cold spell moving through Sunday and through Monday. The good news is it's only going to last a couple of days, this cold front. Minus 9 is a high for Sunday, minus 8 on Monday. Overnight lows a little bit cool as well.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
So we aren't seeing any major issues this morning, but just a reminder, it did start snowing earlier, so you could see roads are snow covered this hour. Even your highways are looking a little bit slippery, so just give yourself some extra time. Now let's check out your TSN Must-See moment.
Hey there, welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Lindsay Hamilton with your must-see moment from Tuesday. We are heading to New Orleans for this one. It is the Warriors and Pelicans in the first quarter here. Off the steal, Zion Williamson just goes soaring for the Monster Slam. Williamson looking like the vintage Zion on that play. Puts the 7-footer Quinton Post on a poster. And that right there, your must-see moment. Meanwhile, Wednesday on TSN, you can see Tangerine Raptors basketball. The Spurs are visiting Toronto. Pre-game coverage begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa.
We really want to show the community and unity that we have at this school.
Students at an Ottawa high school work with a local artist on a special Black History Month mural. We'll bring you that story coming up a little bit later on in our program. Let's take a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Mother Nature saying hello with some more snowfall in sight. Temperatures warming up to -5 degrees this afternoon, maybe a little bit warmer, but be careful out on those roads. It is Wednesday. It is 6:11. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. A special weather statement for the Ottawa area this morning. You're asked to take your time on the roads, and school buses are running today. Human remains were discovered in Greeley, and Ottawa police say it may be connected to a missing man in the area from 2019. More military housing is coming to the Ottawa area. The Department of National Defense says it will be building thousands of homes. Now, a check on the forecast.
Yeah, Rosie, so that special weather statement in effect, we could see 5, maybe 10 centimeters of snowfall from this point moving forward into the evening hours. Temperatures a little on the cool side, but just take extra precaution out on the roads. It was a little bit slippery this morning, and they're only going to get a little bit worse, so leave yourself extra room in front of the car in front of you. Melissa will break it all down and let you know when those temperatures swing, and then a warm-up begins. Taking a look at your road conditions, especially the highways, a little bit iffy right now, so if you can avoid the roads at all, if at all possible this morning, definitely would be my advice. But if you do head out, it's not in terrible condition. No reroutes or accidents to report at this time. Well, an Ottawa high school is turning its atrium into a statement of unity. Holy Trinity Catholic High School has commissioned a local artist to help students create a mural celebrating diversity. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
This is the artwork of Alan Andre, a Black Ottawa artist showcasing his talent at Sacred Heart High School in Stittsville, a vivid mural to celebrate Black History Month. And at another school nearby, Alan Andre will be leading students in painting another mural this week.
That process is what I thought of.
Students have been busy sketching out ideas.
We really want to show the community and unity that we have at this school because there's so many different cultures at this school right now.
The school is very diverse, and obviously in our classes sometimes we don't really we don't see that. For me, I didn't really see that, but when you walk around in the atrium and stuff like that, you can see that there's a lot of groups of people here.
It's also framed well by the doors as well.
Yeah. The canvas is blank now, awaiting the creativity of students.
There's a lot of division going on in the world right now, and we're trying to create something that is basically going to try and unite everybody. We want to create an art piece that everyone can see a bit of themselves in.
A project the school says is all about unity.
When the students found out that Alan Andre was coming to paint this mural and collaborate with them on the BSA, they actually screamed because they were so excited because they were familiar with his artwork.
It was going to be very fun to paint like all the colors because we want it to be very like bold and colorful. So I'm very excited to paint like people and flags and stuff like that.
Each row has a different kind of patterning, and it'll give them something to look forward to every day because I know that there are a bunch of murals upstairs that when I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, I loved seeing them around. We had so many great ones, and so I hope that this can be what it was for me to all the other students at the school.
We want it kind of to be like a map.
Painting of the Holy Trinity mural will begin later this week. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Can't wait to see that finished artwork. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa. In case you missed it, we'll let you know all the great acts coming to Blues Fest this summer as the summer festival lineup rolls out. That is just ahead. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Snow is starting to fall. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa. In case you missed it, the lineup for this year's Blues Fest dropped Tuesday, and whether you're into pop, country, or rock, the multi-day festival has something for everyone. CTV's Peter Sperling has the details on this year's headliners.
In less than 5 short months, LeBreton Flats will go from this to 9 days of music as Blues Fest returns to the capital.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
Many in Ottawa waking up to news of this year's full lineup, which is making Blues Fest superfans like Reed DeLong, who has been attending the full festival for nearly 15 years, happy.
I was pretty much excited right off the bat. So, like, all the lineups in the 9 days, I was, there's a lot on each day that I'm like, oh, gotta see that one, gotta see that one, gotta see that one.
From Sheryl Crow to Limp Bizkit, this year's headliners include Gwen Stefani,
On the wrong side of the truck bed.
country music artist Hardy,
You can tell your old man.
and Cody Johnson, along with fan favorites like the Lumineers and Cypress Hill.
We try to cover up all the genres.
Blues Fest's executive and artistic director says the festival is a massive draw for the capital.
It's one of the largest festivals in Canada right now, in North America, in fact, and we have over 250,000 people that attend the festival every year.
And new this year, a partnership with Hard Rock Hotel and Casino with a branded stage and platinum level VIP experience.
It aligns perfectly with our brand, and being Ottawa's bicentennial year, we also wanted to contribute in a meaningful way.
A one-day pre-sale starts Wednesday at 10 a.m. for a shareable 9-day pass.
Hopefully getting in the queue and getting my pass locked down.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Your Morning Ottawa, we're asking for your comments on how would you best describe your parenting style. Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. That's a very interesting question.
Yeah, it is.
Because I feel like everyone's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it probably is depending on, too, which parent we're talking about. Because they might have a combined effort, but then each parent might have their individual style as well. What do you think?
All eyes
What do
on
you
me
think?
this morning.
I
You know, I try to be the gentle parenting, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And it was funny, I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and I said, I feel like I'm either always bribing my kids or threatening my kids. I feel like there's no in between. It's either I feel like if you're good, we'll get ice cream after supper, or like, if you don't behave and don't listen to me right now, there's no iPad tonight. And I feel like I'm in the battle of I'm constantly doing one or the other.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of parenting style that is, but that is what I feel like I am. I'm a briber and a threatener. It's like it's one or the other, and there's no like in between.
I'm getting you a T-shirt made that says something like that. Bribe or threat, but it's, as you say, like it feels like that's what you do, right?
It just feels like I'm constantly doing that every single moment. You know, like when we're leaving school, I'm like, if you don't listen and get in the car right now, there's no iPad when we get home. So there's the threat, but then it'll flip and it'll be like, if you're good and eat all your dinner, you're going to get some ice cream. So there's the bribery. So I'm like, I feel like I'm either bribing or threatening them. So I don't know what I am, but that's what I am.
I guess that happens too because you got 2 kids.
Yeah.
2 different personalities.
Yes.
Right? And so I would imagine they each require a little bit of different parenting as well. One is rather stubborn and rather hard-headed. We won't say which one that is, but you know, and so it requires like, and then the other one is a little bit more laid back, right?
Chill.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I find even like they know with my husband, he means business when he says something. Like, he gets the tone in his voice, and they know when that tone has been, you know, when he hits that tone, it's like okay, we're listening.
Yes,
I don't
mommy.
really have that.
Nope.
Like, I'm the softer parent, I would say, of the two. So
Okay.
they tend to like weasel their way around me a little bit easier.
Okay, so we got you kind of like seesawing parenting. I'm sorry, I have to ask Will, like, how did your parents parent you? Like, you're like this whirlwind of energy, nonstop. Were you like, I don't know.
Well, you know, I constantly say my poor parents because dealing with this as a, you know, when I was a young one would have been very difficult at times. But they were different. You know, my dad was very strict, but he also has a heart of gold. And my mom is me, even goofier, even more eccentric, even more charismatic, if you can even believe that. They were a good combination. They definitely had their hands full with me growing up for years. I knew not to piss off my dad. And I knew that I should be nice to my mom, but obviously going through times, but it was, they both kind of had that. But as you say that, they're bribing and threatening.
That's so funny.
It's kind of exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Yeah,
every
it's a
moment.
negotiation with being a parent,
Exactly.
you know?
Negotiator.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what I am.
Absolutely. Okay, you know what? That's what we're talking about right today.
Yeah, so we'll be hearing from you in the show. We're asking, how would you best describe your parenting style? Is it threatening? Is it welcoming? Is it bribing? Send us your comments, Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca, and we will be right back.
Far side pass, and it's an early shot. He scores!
Saving lives is what they do. February is Heart Month, and together we can support the University of Ottawa Heart Institute in providing world-class cardiac care. For almost 50 years, our community has played a critical role in advancing the Institute's life-saving work. Your donation will support groundbreaking research, innovative patient care, education, and prevention. To learn more, visit FebruaryIsHeartMonth.ca.
Proudly sponsored by CTV.
Good morning, it's 6:30. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Alyssa Lamb.
We do have some warmer temperatures on the way, which I think everyone will be very excited about. But we got to get through a little bit more snowfall first. Our top story today, a special weather statement is in effect for this morning for Ottawa and Eastern Ontario. Environment Canada is saying that 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is expected out on the roads, and it can be a little bit slippery. You're asked to take your time during your morning commute. School buses are running this morning, but as you can imagine, some delays might be expected.
Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not far from the home of a man who's been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April 2019. Police believe he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are awaiting DNA results. Police are investigating after shots were fired in an old Ottawa East neighborhood. Officers were called to Main Street yesterday morning. Evidence found at the scene confirmed a shooting did occur. There are no reported injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services Guns and Gangs unit.
The Carlton Tavern is set to see a makeover as part of a proposed development plan in Hintonburg. Residents took part in a community information session last night.
That location is certainly a place where density makes sense because it's so close to the transit station.
Great points on both sides, lots of nuance, a lot of questions left unanswered.
Residents raised concerns about the proposal's impact on traffic, the affordability of units, and the future of their local landmark. Taggart Developments is proposing a 38-story building near the Parkdale Market with a makeover for the tavern. The federal transport minister is calling on Via Rail to improve reliability and customer service.
But I've made, in no uncertain terms, my expectation clear to the new senior management at Via Rail that this must improve, that customer service, communication with customers must improve.
Stephen McKinnon making those comments at a parliamentary committee this week. During the second week of February, Via canceled dozens of trips on the Ottawa-Montreal corridor, citing operational constraints.
AI Minister Evan Solomon says he was left disappointed by a meeting with OpenAI officials about its safety policy.
Tell us more details about their safety protocols, their escalation thresholds, and how they keep Canadians safe.
OpenAI officials were summoned to the Capitol after reports emerged saying the Tumbler Ridge shooter was flagged internally and banned from ChatGPT over troubling posts. That information was not shared with Canadian police until after the shooting. Minister Solomon released a statement after the meeting. It says OpenAI officials didn't show up with any substantially new safety measures, but the company will come back with more concrete proposals.
U.S. President Donald Trump delivered his first State of the Union of his second term. Trump defending his economic record despite a drop in approval ratings with less than 9 months to go until midterm elections.
I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
It was the longest State of the Union ever for an American president. He also shouted out Team USA's gold medal winning men's hockey team and hosted them in the Oval Office earlier in the day. Cartel violence in Mexico has sparked questions about the 2026 World Cup. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says that he's reassured that Mexico can still play co-host to the tournament, which also takes place in the U.S. and Canada. President Claudia Sheinbaum says tournament preparations remain on track, adding that fans and teams can expect strict safety measures.
Health officials are warning Kingston residents about possible measles exposure at 3 locations after a new confirmed case of the virus. One of the locations is Kingston Hall at Queen's University. Anyone who was there on February 10th between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. is asked to monitor for symptoms. Other possible exposure sites include the Good Life Fitness on Barrack Street on February 9th and the Metro on Barrie Street on February 13th. Symptoms include high fever, cough, runny nose, red, watery eyes, and a red rash.
The Toronto Zoo is celebrating the birth of an endangered Maasai giraffe.
The female calf was born on Sunday morning and was standing within about 30 minutes. Zoo officials say the mother and calf are doing well and have been left to bond following the birth.
They also say it took on a greater significance following the unexpected death of the calf's father, Kiko, last month.
Oh
no.
30 minutes with him walking, though, and strutting around. Talk about parenting styles. That's what you have to account for. Already walking 30 minutes after birth.
Already likes the camera, too. Giving a little
there you
snip
go.
to the camera.
It knows well.
Absolutely. It knows what we want to see, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Our forecast today, a little messy out there to start your morning off. We do have a special weather statement in effect, and that's because we are expecting snow. 5 upwards of 10 centimeters of snow on the way for us here in the city today. It's for Ottawa, Smith Falls, Brockville, the Valley, and a few areas along the 401 as well. It doesn't include Cornwall or Hawkesbury for today. As of right now, anyways, the system will kind of just avoid that area. Could still see a little bit of snow. Right now, we're seeing some snow. We started seeing snow earlier this morning. It will continue to snow throughout the day ahead. Most of the heavy snow happening early this morning into your early afternoon, and then it will kind of taper off slowly throughout the day ahead and clear up around midnight tonight, but still some flurries early tomorrow morning, and then it will definitely clear up tomorrow afternoon. We'll get to see more sunshine on the way as we head into Thursday as well as on Friday. So how much more snow are we expecting? This is by about 8 p.m. We could see around 7 centimeters of snow. So by 5 p.m. about 5, and then a few more centimeters in through the evening. Overnight, we could even see a few more centimeters added to that accumulation. So we could see about 9 centimeters by early tomorrow morning. So that's very close to the 10 range that we are expecting throughout the forecast today. Minus 11 right now, so still a little cold, but not nearly as cold as it was yesterday morning, where it felt almost like minus 30. Today, it only feels like minus 18, so not too bad if you're starting starting off your day. Into the afternoon, it will warm up as well, and temperatures will be back to fairly seasonal for this time of the year. -3 is the high into your afternoon. We'll still feel closer to -7, -8 in through your day ahead. 1 is the high in Pembroke, 0 for Bancroft, 1 for Trenton, Kingston, Brockville area. So fairly mild conditions on the way for today. -4 over in Gatineau as well as in Kittigan, Zibi. Over the next couple of days, we're going to really see temperatures fluctuating. -3 today, -9 tonight, so not nearly as cold into our overnight. Tomorrow, -4 is the daytime high for Thursday. Lots of sunshine on the way as we head into tomorrow, so this system clearing up around midnight tonight. Still some flurries after midnight, and then early tomorrow morning, the sun is back. It will stick around for Friday and even warmer above that freezing mark with a high of 2. 4 degrees as we head into the weekend forecast. We could even see some rain, so the snow that we're seeing today won't really stick around too long. Then next week, it's a little bit cold Sunday and through Monday. That's our 2 cold days that we will see next week, but then it will warm up towards the middle of the work week.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Still not seeing any major collisions, just your regular delays right now. And keep in mind that we are seeing snow-covered roadways, so give yourself a little extra time this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, if you have a trip coming up to the UK or Ireland, then you should listen up. There are new rules that go into effect today for Canadian travelers, especially for those who hold dual citizenship. We'll tell you everything that you need to know coming up a little bit later on. Taking a peek outside, and again, those temperatures not too cold today, but the snowfall making an appearance. 6:39 on your Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. There's a special weather statement in the Ottawa area this morning. You are asked to take your time on the roads, and school buses are running today. Human remains were discovered in Greeley, and Ottawa police say it may be connected to a missing man in the area from 2019. More military housing is coming to the Ottawa area. The Department of National Defense says it will be building thousands of homes. Now, a check on the forecast.
A special weather statement in effect for us here today as we are expecting more snow throughout the day ahead. Of course, it is snowing outside this morning. Warmer than yesterday, a high of -3 this afternoon. We could see 5, upwards of 10 centimeters of snow throughout the course of the day. It will clear up around midnight. Temperatures tonight dropping to -9. Mild for tomorrow and sunny. -4 is the daytime high for Thursday. 2 degrees on Friday. More sunshine on the way. On your roads, of course, it is slippery out there, so give yourself some extra time. Volume is building in the usual slowdown spots. If you're heading eastbound on the 417, Richmond in through Pinecrest is a little bit heavier this hour, and snow-covered roadways this hour. So also pack your patience and give yourself plenty of time.
Beginning today, there are new travel requirements for Canadians traveling to the United Kingdom. That includes Canadians who are dual British or Irish citizens. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us this morning with some more details. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, Will.
And it's great to have you on because this is today. Those changes are in effect today for many Canadians looking to travel across the pond over to the United Kingdom. What are some of those new entry rules?
Well, this is a change that travelers to the UK will need to take note of, or they risk being denied entry. So as of today, the United Kingdom is set to enforce its electronic travel authorization, also known as an ETA. It is a digital permission document, and it's needed for visitors from 85 nationalities, including Canada. And this is a change that will impact a lot of travelers because in 2024, according to UK numbers, there were just shy of 1 million visitors from Canada. So that is why a lot of people will need to listen to this change. The program actually launched in late 2023, but the UK government in November of last year announced it would begin widely enforcing the travel requirement in February after giving some time for people to get up to speed, meaning no travel to the UK without advance permission. The government says the ETA will help digitize the immigration system, provide a more seamless travel experience, and pave the way for a contactless UK border in the future, and ultimately give authorities greater power and control over who's allowed in. So now enforcing the requirement will mean that everyone must have digital permission to enter the country, or else they could be turned away, including for for visitors taking connecting flights and go through UK passport control. Now, applying for an ETA will cost about £16 or roughly $30 Canadian. So it's not a lot of money, but you need to go through the official UK ETA app in order to get the digital authorization. Will.
Yeah, definitely good to know that. Canadians with dual citizenship are at risk of being denied entry if they don't fly on their UK or Irish passport. How might those new changes impact their travel plans?
So Canadians who are dual British or Irish citizens cannot get an ETA. They're exempt from needing that specific travel document. But to enter the UK, dual citizens will need either their UK or Irish passport with them or apply for a certificate of entitlement, and that will go with their second nationality passport, in this case, Canadian. So ultimately, dual citizens risk being denied entry to the United Kingdom if they're traveling with only their Canadian passports. So a few bits of information that Canadian or dual citizen Canadian travelers will need to know if they're thinking about or already booked plans to go to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, well, Scott, so great having you on today because that goes into effect today. So appreciate all of your information on a much needed day today.
Thanks, Will.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we asked for your comments on how would you describe your parenting style? And here's what some of you had to say.
All right, Richard says, educate your children the best that you can, listen to their needs, and give them the tools to learn in this world. Adapt those tools depending on their age.
Ooh, I like that.
Some good advice, Richard.
Very, very good indeed. Sounds very like he just thought out. Sounds like a calm parent who possibly thinks before answering the kids when they go, why? Clean up your room. Why? It's like, wait a minute. Let me give you some advice here, depending on your age. It's not easy being a parent.
It's definitely not. And I know online there's a large push for this gentle parenting style.
Yeah.
Where you ask calmly and slowly. And
Melissa, come on.
We've tried it. It doesn't work. I'm like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But it doesn't seem to work for my family. So I'm just putting it out there. We're in the bribe and threat category.
The bribe and threat. I mean, and the age that they are too, it's kind of hard because it's their world. They're like, I'm living in my world. It's all about me.
One-on-one, it's very different parenting styles.
Right.
Like yesterday we had our daughter home and she was home with us all afternoon. Very different parenting style. We just have one at a time. It's when it's the combo of the two kids, that's when it gets a little more crazy and the parenting styles change. And it's like, whatever works, you'll do.
The whole dynamic changes when it's not just one-on-one and then two. There's so many different things that goes through the mind at that point.
Because they listen when they're alone. When they're together, they don't. So I don't know what it is.
I don't know what that's like. I don't know at all.
I know you come from a family, a bunch of siblings.
But I was the baby.
Yeah, you were the baby. For me, it was easier because it was just one child, and I was very laid back. I was like,
But did she listen when you asked?
You know what? She did for the most part.
Yeah.
And then one time she had that fit in the store, wanted a Barbie, and I was like, dropped the Barbie on the floor, said, let's go, picked her up and left. And she was like, oh, wait, that didn't work, did it? I was like, okay. But I know, parenting, everybody's got their own style. We got to keep this conversation going. We are asking, how would you describe your parenting style? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa,
I'm coming to the cottage.
if you want to go to the cottage, you can this summer. We'll tell you how you can book your stay at the infamous Heated Rivalry filming location. Coming up next. Here's a live look at our sky cam on George Street this morning. A snowy start to your Wednesday with more of it on the way. There's something special in every area. Join us for Your Neighborhood as we highlight the people and places that bring the National Capital Region to life.
Your Neighborhood on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Saving lives is what they do. February is Heart Month, and together we can support the University of Ottawa Heart Institute in providing world-class cardiac care. For almost 50 years, our community has played a critical role in advancing the Institute's life-saving work. Your donation will support groundbreaking research, innovative patient care, education, and prevention. To learn more, visit FebruaryIsHeartMonth.ca.
Proudly sponsored by CTV.
It is time now for your morning fix, and heated rivalry fans will soon get to take in the same views as the show's main characters, Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov.
I'm coming to the cottage.
The best line, I think, of the entire series. That celebrated line from the popular Crave show could become a reality for fans who want to visit the cottage. The lakefront Muskoka, I had to say it like that. The lakefront Muskoka home is the setting for the show's season finale, where the main characters mark a turning point in their relationship. And Airbnb is now opening this 3-bedroom home for bookings. Starting March 3rd, guests can book weekend stays through May. Priced at about, it's not bad, $250 a night. Summer bookings start on June 1st. The summer price, of course, for the stays has not yet been released, but the spring stay, $250 a night, 3-bedroom, that's not bad at all.
That's in Muskoka. Way low.
Yeah,
that's way low. What's going on here? It's
a steal of a deal, and I mean, this is a stunning place. Look at it. Look at all the windows, and you're nestled in nature.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it is stunning.
How many photos are going to come out about people like at that with the scene? They're going to come out there for spring and summer months, having some fun with there for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the Toronto Zoo is celebrating the birth of an endangered Maasai giraffe. The female calf was born on Sunday morning and was standing within about 30 minutes. Zoo officials say the mother and the calf are doing well and have been left to bond following the birth. They also say it took on a greater significance following the unexpected death of the calf's father, Kiko, last month. Look at the bond between mother and baby. And then baby spotted the camera and was like, I'm going to go make the world see me. So cute.
It's so big already.
Right?
That's after, I don't know if that's after 30 minutes or whatever it might be, but still so big so quickly.
And I mean, of course, being in the wild, 30 minutes, you stand with them 30 minutes because you need to be able to get up and run away from, predators and
defend
stuff.
yourself,
so so it makes sense. For us, we take years sometimes.
Sometimes some longer than others.
Some longer than others. That's right. And Harry Styles will be pulling double duty on Saturday Night Live next month. Styles will be both the host and musical guest on SNL on March 14th. It's the second time he's been both the host and performer on the comedy show. His new record, Disco All the Time, Kiss Occasionally, is out on March 6th. And heated rivalry star Connor Story will actually be the host on this Saturday's episode alongside musical guests Mumford and Sons. I can't wait to see what both they do. Connor Story, I mean, we've been waiting for this for so long, and now it's almost over.
And Mumford and Sons is just amazing.
Right?
Saw them live so long ago. I still remember the concert very well. Just a powerful performance.
Wow.
So that's a killer lineup.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice indeed. All right. Speaking of lineups, coming up in the next hour on our show, we're going to hear from the City of Ottawa's roads manager about the snowy weather this morning, plus supporting men's and boys' mental health with a new national strategy. And today's Your Neighborhood feature takes us to Irene's Pub in the Glebe. Oh, look at that. There's the snow. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We will be right back. Good morning, Ottawa. It's Wednesday, February 25th. A special weather statement in effect from Environment Canada this morning will tell you what you need to know about your commute with the City of Ottawa's roads manager.
Ottawa bylaw have seized a dozen accessible parking passes in a blitz. We'll tell you why the passes were taken back coming up a little bit later on.
And should there be an audit of safety online of one of Ottawa's safety on line 1 out of Ottawa's LRT? We'll hear from members of City Transit Commission this morning. Good morning, Ottawa.
Good morning just after 7 o'clock. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy hump day, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
We'll get to the forecast and what you need to know. Rosie's going to have a conversation as well about what we need to know about on the roads, but we'll start with our news headlines. Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not far from the home of a man who has been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November of 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April of 2019. Police believe that he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation that the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are now awaiting DNA results. The Carlton Tavern is set to see a makeover as part of a proposed development plan in Hintonburg. Residents took part in a community information session last night.
That location is certainly a place where density makes sense because it's so close to the transit station.
Great points on both sides, lots of nuance, a lot of questions left unanswered.
Residents raised concerns about the proposal's impact on traffic, the affordability of units, and the future of their local landmark. Taggart Developments is proposing a 38-story building near the Parkdale Market with a makeover for the tavern.
And there's exciting news to share with you about Wednesday on a Wednesday.
The full cast has been announced for season 3. Jenna Ortega will be back in her role as Wednesday Addams, along with Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. Winona Ryder has booked a guest star role as Tabitha.
Ortega and Ryder last shared the screen together from Tim Burton's Beetlejuice sequel. Season 3 of Wednesday is now in production.
Ooh, no doubt will be another hit.
I have still yet to watch, but even from when we did our Halloween show, you talked to me, it's such a great show. So that's one. I like it, though, because when you have a couple seasons to watch, not just a little bit of short, you know, there's many episodes of joy to come.
Absolutely. We also have your weather picture of the day today, and this was sent to us from Judy. Wow. I recently visited the butterflies in flight exhibit at the Canadian Museum of Nature. This is just one of the many beautiful butterflies that live there. It was great spending time there on a cold day. I can't wait to see butterflies outside.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather photos as well, and you can be featured right here on the show. Just send them to weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Special weather statement for us in Ottawa today. It extends through Ottawa, Smith Falls, Brockville, and areas along the valley as well. And that's because we're expecting snow, 5 upwards of 10 centimeters on the way. So we're seeing some snow right now. It started a few hours ago. It started around 2, 3 o'clock this morning. And we will continue to see this snow throughout the day ahead. Most of the heavier snow happening this morning into your early afternoon. And then it will slowly taper off into the late afternoon, evening. And overnight is when it will start to clear up. Just shortly before midnight is when we're expecting this system to clear up. And then into your day tomorrow, we'll see more sunshine on the way. So how much snow are we expecting? Most of the snow, as I mentioned, will happen throughout the day ahead. So our models are showing by about 6, 7 p.m. we could see just a few centimeters of snow. And then into the overnight, that's when we will see a few more centimeters of snow. So we could see around 5 centimeters by tomorrow morning at this time. So not a ton of snow, but of course just enough to make the roads a little bit slick. And we could get upwards of 10 centimeters. So keep that in mind as well. Minus 11 is where we're sitting right now, temperature-wise. Not too cold out there, but still a little chilly. Make sure you bundle up. Warmer for Trenton, Kingston right now sitting at -1 and -2 degrees. With that wind chill this hour, feels closer to -18 this morning in Ottawa. It feels like -17 out in the valley as well as in Cornwall. So for kids heading out to school today, a daytime high late this afternoon of -3. And yes, we will see that snow throughout most of the day today. So we're expecting the snow kind of lingering off and on throughout the day ahead. -3 is where Ottawa will sit today. 1 is the daytime high out in the valley, so slightly warmer in the valley, -4 in Gatineau. Over the next couple of days, we'll see milder temperatures. Overnight tonight, -9 again, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. -4 for tomorrow, sunshine on the way. More of that for Friday with a high of 2. Then the weekend looking mild, especially on Saturday with a high of 4.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
right now on your roads, snow-covered roadways as well, so keep that in mind before you head off to work this hour. Pack your patience and give yourself some extra time.
It's a snowy Wednesday morning in the capital. School buses are running as usual, but we could get up to 10 centimeters this morning. So why don't we check in with the City of Ottawa's roads manager, Bryden Denez. Bryden, how are things going out there this morning? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie. We're a little bit of heavy snow coming down right now.
Okay, so are you expecting any delays with snow clearing as we are getting quite a bit of snow, as you said, just right now at this moment?
No, we're not expecting any delays, but our teams have been out. They started early this morning with the initial snowfall, and we've transitioned from our night teams to our day teams now. So those trucks are out there. They're really focused on our priority roadways, making sure we get some salt out for the morning commute. But I do expect everything to be fairly slow out there this morning, even with our teams out there, just with this amount of snow coming down.
Bryden, when did you start with the salting of the roads? Was it earlier, before the snow actually started? Just want to know this for our commuters out there, what they should expect on the roadways.
Yeah, so we were out early this morning, but around 4 a.m. we really started to see the snow pick up. That's where the roads started getting covered over. So our teams were out there getting an initial round of salt out to help with the bonding of the snow and ice of the roadways for the morning commute. But the roads with traffic now in this heavier snow will be snow covered for the commute.
Okay, Bryden, do you have any advice for those who are going to be hitting the roads, the highways, side streets, driving? What advice do you have for them this morning and throughout the day?
Really, I just want to remind everyone, our teams are out there. We are doing our best to get through, get some material out there, get some roads and sidewalks plowed, but it will be a slower commute. So please make sure any equipment that is out there plows on the roads or the sidewalks. Everybody gives them space to do their job. The faster we can get them through their job on the roads and sidewalks, the quicker everybody can get around. So please have some patience this morning.
All right, Bryden Denez, thank you very much for taking a moment here to chat with us. We really appreciate it. And be safe out there on the roads. Thank you, Bryden.
Thank you. My pleasure. Have a good day.
You too. Melissa.
Some city councillors say there needs to be an audit into the safety concerns that led to several Line 1 trains being taken out on service. This comes as riders grow frustrated with slow service, with approximately 70% of vehicles out of operation since January 21st. Barrhaven councillor David Hill put forward a motion yesterday asking his colleagues to vote in favor of an audit. So let's bring in councillors Monty Carr and Jeff Leeper, who sit on the city's Transit Commission. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about it. Are you in favor of an audit, yes or no? Let's talk about your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think anytime we have a service shutdown that impacts the public, we need to take a look at what happened. I imagine we would have done some sort of postmortem anyway, but I think it's really important to signal to the public that council does have that role in terms of oversight, and we need to understand what happened and so that this doesn't happen in the future.
Right.
Yeah. I agree completely, obviously, with Councillor Carr. There's no harm whatsoever in doing an audit. There is ongoing investigation into what happened. It's in the interest of transparency for residents that we investigate these things. I do want to keep in mind, though, the problem was found because the process worked. Okay. The trains were pulled off of the line before there was ever any safety problem. So the processes that they have in place for the trains are working.
So let's talk about Line 1. We've seen some improvements, but do you think the improvements have happened fast enough?
So it is going to take time. Okay. I think, as the residents of Ottawa know, there is a mismatch between the curves and the wheels that are creating a lot of stress on those trains as they go around. The axle bearing is going to need to be redesigned. That's not something that's going to happen over the next couple of months. It's going to take time to do this. I'm confident that the city is working on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's certainly frustrating right now. I think we were up to 22 trains yesterday. We're able more or less to operate every 3 to 4 minutes with single car trains. The problem is there's not a really big margin for error if anything happens right now, and I think that's our biggest challenge. Hopefully things will speed up a little bit so that, by the spring, when we've got a higher ridership, we've got those trains in place to get the city moving again.
So let's talk about buses and the shortage of bus trips. Do you think what needs to be done to kind of address this shortage?
So the shortage of buses?
Bus trips, yeah.
Yeah, so bus trips, I mean, right now our biggest challenges are we're lacking buses for a number of reasons. Years of procurement decisions, the fact that we don't have enough skilled labor mechanics in order to repair them. We really have to wait for those new e-buses to come in. I'm hopeful. We're supposed to be up to 110. We're at about 50 right now that have come in. Supposed to be up to 110 by the end of March. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of a waiting game. I understand residents are extremely frustrated. I'm frustrated. I think we're all frustrated. But you know, we are moving as quickly as possible. That big recruitment campaign for those 310T mechanics is also really critical to get those. We're about 40 mechanics short, so to get those in place is very important.
Yeah, it's we need those buses to arrive. There's no quick fix. There is no budget decision that we can make today and throw a lot of money at it in order to fix it. But I think it's really important, and we heard some of this at the last transit committee meeting. It's really important to change the way we procure moving forward. We can't buy big batches of buses all at once and then let them fail all at once. We have to be regularly buying buses, putting them in the fleet, and having a good turnover of those so that this doesn't happen again. The impact to riders is absolutely unacceptable right now.
And what do you want to say to transit riders? It seems like frustration. They've been dealing with, you know, issues for years now. What do you want to say to our transit riders who are just continuously frustrated, and it seems like there's always some sort of issue happening? Yeah, it's.
I first want to say I'm sorry. The experience that they're having, and we know we read the story the other day about the Jazz Rosenberg and her trip that she experienced, and you know, getting the frostbite on the feet. It's unacceptable. We need to invest more in our transit system. We need to change our approach, and we need to recognize that the people who are on transit today are the people who are ensuring that we're going to have a sustainable city. Transit can't be seen as a last choice. It has to be seen as the first. And right now, I don't think we're treating the riders who are on the system as if that's true.
And last night, we know you, switching gears, we know you held public consultations on the Carlton Tavern. Can you tell us what went on and how that went? It was
a big meeting, about 150 people packed into a community center room. Emotions were high. There was a good representation from people who want to build more housing now, and people who are very concerned about traffic, the loss of the Carlton Tavern, the visual impact of that tall building. So a lot of really strong opinions being expressed last night.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. We appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And consultations are being launched for a national strategy on the health of men and boys. The CEO of the Canadian Men's Health Foundation joins us just ahead. He's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. It is a winter wonderland out there as we have a special weather scene in effect. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the way.
We're about to have a really important conversation. Kenton joins me now to talk about a national strategy for men's health. And I think it's so wonderful to have you in today because there's still so much stigma around men's health. And I want to talk about this new strategy that you have involved.
We're very excited. Thank you very much for talking to me today. We're very excited about what this means for men and families in particular. Our research has shown that men have struggled for a long time, anxiety rising, depression rising. The latest is problem anger really taking a hold of men, and the last stat that really stands out is 1 in 2 men socially isolated. That's not a platform for success when it comes to families and men, most importantly.
When you look at the overall goal of what you're trying to achieve, what is something that you really want to pinpoint to have success in the future?
It's important for us to start small. I mean, it's always about the medical system, and there's always the demand for doctors and psychologists in the support system. But we know at the same time that a lot of people will never go there. So for us, it's about starting small. It's about starting the conversation that says it's okay to come forward to say you're not okay. It's okay to tell your friends and family. We have a campaign at the Canadian Men's Health Foundation that's called You're Not Alone. It's on right now. It's the first 6 months of the year. It talks about our mental stress that we face. The last 6 months is the physical side in our organization. So You're Not Alone means it's okay to stand up and say, I need help.
And do you think that we're still in that time where, you know, even like growing up, you know, there's a stigma around you're men, like don't talk about your feelings, you know, push it down, just move forward.
Yeah.
Do you think we're still dealing with a difficult time just with that overall concept?
196%. It is still there. We see it often. We hear from our users. We reached 2 million people in 2024 alone, the year 2024. Been around for 11 years, and we hear that constantly of people reaching out. It's not even not knowing what to say, it's that there is even a problem. I've had friends in the CEO world say, Kenton, I'm burnt out. And it's a shock because they don't know what the signs are to say that I'm burnt out. You know, where do I even start to know when I need help? That's a huge question.
And you know, I always have felt that it really helps when you see someone you look up to, someone in the lens of celebrity status can come forward with a story, and there is somebody that's a part of this.
Huge. Our announcement this week with the Minister of Health, with Richie Bulbrook, future Olympian in skateboarding from London, Ontario. And he stood up in front of the crowd at the news conference on Monday, and he talked about the fact that he struggles. He lost his dad recently, and his dad gave him the push to make sure he makes it to the Olympics. He's training in Los Angeles right now, and he showed up overnight flight to stand in front of people to say he struggles. And that takes courage, and that's what we're really trying to get out. It doesn't have to be go see the doctor and psychologist. Just start talking to a friend, family, and that's the beginning point. And we're so proud that Richie was able to come to share his message with Canadians from a very personal perspective.
It's so powerful, right, when you see someone come from a very difficult place and share their story. And that helps so many people. Even if it just helps one person come forward with what they're struggling with, that's the whole idea.
It's huge. We have a lot of hockey players that support us. And when they say something, they can say the same thing as Kenton. People seem to listen more. And that's the whole point, that we're around as an organization to give voice to men and families. And it's really important to stress the family side. A healthy father means a healthy community, means a healthy family. And that's not just the patriarchal family, that's like society as a whole. The health minister says about $12 billion a year is the cost of the economy of ill men and sickness in men in Canada. That's an enormous opportunity in front of us to get preventative measures in place and help all of us live healthier lives. And it starts with everybody listening, watching today, that says it's okay to put your hand up to say, I don't feel so well today, and talk about it. And that's the message that I really want to get through to people today.
Yeah, you know, Kenton, it's incredible to be in a moment where you share something and you don't even realize until maybe moments after, maybe a day after, how much relief you get from sharing your story, opening up to someone, and how much weight can get off your back. I really love this conversation, and I love the strategy for men's health. Thank you for coming on and sharing this with us today.
Thank you for your time.
Your neighborhood, brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Looks a little different in the mornings, but usually this place is bustling with people and live music. We have Mike Estabrooks from Irene's Pub. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, so great to be here today. I'm not used to it being so quiet.
Different in the mornings, a bit quieter.
But we're very lucky to get our own little sneak peek here today. Tell us a little bit about why people love Irene's Pub so much.
Well, Irene's has been a staple here in the Glebe, located at 885 Bank Street for 40 years. So we just got finished celebrating our 40th anniversary. We've got lots of live music, entertainment most nights of the week. We do a pub trivia, a little bit of something for everybody.
And what do you love about being right here in the heart of the Glebe?
The Glebe is the heart of the city. We're right downtown. We're down the street from Lansdowne, so we play host to all kinds of different sporting fandom events. Yeah, it's just a great community. It's vibrant. It's young and upcoming, young families, aging people, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and live music, such a staple here at Irene's. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we've been focusing on live music for the past 30 years. We do everything from blues to jazz to rock and roll. There's usually something going on just about every night of the week.
And is it nice to feature these live local bands and musicians from right here in our city?
Oh, absolutely. I think we play a very crucial role for that small venue size, where like a local artist can, cut their chops and sort of get some exercise, play in front of crowds, get used to that, and we're just a stepping stone on their way up.
And tell us about the decor. There's so much charm within this little pub as well.
Well, like I said, so we're 40 years old. Just celebrated our 40th anniversary this past year, and with that comes a bit of charm. So sort of stuff from over the years. If you see the carvings on the tables, they're regulars who have come and gone, and yeah, I mean, a little bit of everything.
And of course, Mike, we have to talk about the menu and the food, and we have some delicious menu items. Are these some of your house favorites, you would
So
say?
these are a couple of the staple sandwiches that are on offer here at Irene's Pub. Definitely we focus on just hearty pub food done well from scratch.
I love that. Okay, first up, tell me about this one.
So we've got our house smoked brisket sandwich. So smoked in-house. We do about a 6-hour hickory smoke, served with hand-cut fries, a little coleslaw, and a pickle, of course.
Oh, I know. I was eyeing the pickle already. I'm a pickle lover. So tell me up what's next. This looks delicious as well.
So something for our vegetarian friends. We've got a katsu tofu sandwich. So sort of a breaded, pressed firm tofu sandwich with pickled red onions. We've got sort of an Asian-inspired slaw, cilantro, and a lovely house salad on the side.
Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. And a little cilantro, which I love. And then last but not least,
so we've got a honey hot chicken sandwich here. So a southern fried chicken sandwich that's braised in buttermilk overnight and then fried with some bread and butter pickles. We've got some coleslaw, some diced iceberg lettuce, and our hand-cut fries.
Oh
and
my
of course,
goodness.
another pickle.
Delicious. The fries do look really good as well.
Help
And
yourself.
so many different menu items on here you can find. I will try fries. What is your favorite on the menu?
I would say one of my favorite sandwiches is probably the hot honey. It's got a bit of a glaze to it. It's not overly spicy. Definitely spicy enough for those who aren't all that tolerant for spice. But it's got a lovely glaze and just a tasty sandwich all around.
These fries are so good as well.
Cut in-house. You've got to cut them in-house. They're delicious.
Really? I could tell because they are so fresh. And also some amazing drinks on tap as well.
Yeah, so much like our food, we focus on providing sort of a different array of local craft beer, as well as the staples that you would expect in any sort of older time pub. So you've got your beer-flavored beers and then your IPAs and all kinds of different stouts. And yeah, really whatever seasonal, sort of seasonality is a big focus of ours as well. So if you pop down during Winterlude, you might find sort of a black lager or some sort of darker stout.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Mike, for having us here today.
Perfect. Let's dig in.
Enjoying some delicious food. Yeah, let's go for it. You're going to go for that one?
I'm going to go for this one.
Okay, sounds good. I'll try
All right.
this one. The food was so delicious. Oh my goodness. And it's so interesting to see. I love the decor so much and the charm within Irene's Pub. I mean, there's carvings on the tables. There's just so much charm everywhere you look. It's just a wonderful place. And it was so rare to be there with nobody inside. Because normally it's like it's packed wall to wall and you can hear the music when you're walking down the street, the live bands that are performing. So usually I'm seeing it's like packed. So it was nice of them to open bright and early for us so we could go and film inside and see what it really looks like without people inside.
And you got to tease us with some fries in the morning. It's all of our eyes just glued towards them. Man, they look good.
Oh, looks so good. And 40 years, right? So that's where all that character gets built in over the decades. It looks amazing, really warm and inviting.
It is. It is. It was a wonderful place. So it was really nice to visit.
Love that. So if you haven't taken notice already, we have this segment called Your Neighborhood. We want to know if you know of a great local business that we should highlight. Send us an email, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We are all out and about highlighting all the wonderful businesses in our community. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your Neighborhood, brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
This morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rosie Eddo.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
On this cold winter day, Rosie's going to have some nice warm soups coming up in the 8 o'clock hour to make you feel a little bit better when it's cold like this.
Yes, Mom in the Know, Julie Finley, is right now preparing some of those soups, and we need it today.
Oh, we sure do.
Especially with the weather that we're having.
Yeah, definitely.
Comfort food on a cold day.
That's what we need on today, and that has triggered a special weather statement. It's in effect for Ottawa this morning as well as Eastern Ontario. The city's road manager is warning that the commute this morning might be a little bit slower than usual.
Those trucks are out there. They're really focused on our priority roadways, making sure we get some salt out for the morning commute. But I do expect everything to be fairly slow out there this morning, even with our teams out there, just with this amount of snow coming down.
Environment Canada says 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is expected and the roads can be a bit slippery. You're asked to take your time during your morning commute. School buses are running this morning, but some delays can be expected.
Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not far from the home of a man who's been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April 2019. Police believe he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are awaiting DNA results. Police are investigating after shots were fired in an old Ottawa East neighborhood. Officers were called to Main Street yesterday morning. Evidence found at the scene confirmed a shooting did occur. There are no reported injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services Guns and Gangs Unit.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will begin a trade-focused overseas trip tomorrow, headed to India, Australia, and Japan.
There's a lot of opportunities also for infrastructure investment. There's a lot of things also with a number of companies in India. Same thing in Australia, the Maple Leaf. I mean, it's really, it's the urgency we have to diversify.
Floor-crossing Liberal MP Matt Jean-Roux will be part of the Canadian delegation. They will be joined by New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt and Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe during the India leg of the trip. Prime Minister Carney will leave tomorrow, and the trip will wrap up on March 7th. The Prime Minister's office says the aim is to unlock new opportunities for Canadian workers and businesses and deepen regional ties.
Starting today, Canadians arriving in the UK will have to pay and fill out some paperwork. An electronic travel authorization, or ETA, is now mandatory for visitors who don't need a visa to enter. This includes people from countries like Canada, the U.S., and the European Union. The program was introduced in 2023, but it wasn't strictly enforced. An ETA costs £16, or about $26 Canadian. The application can be done through an app. An application takes minutes to process, but travelers are urged to get it done 3 days before arriving. An ETA is good for 2 years or until your passport expires.
The federal transport minister is calling on Via Rail to improve reliability and customer service.
But I've made, in no uncertain terms, my expectation clear to the new senior management at Via Rail that this must improve, that customer service, communication with customers must improve.
Stephen McKinnon made those comments at a parliamentary committee this week. During the second week of February, Via canceled dozens of trips on the Ottawa-Montreal corridor, citing operational constraints.
Health officials are warning Kingston residents about possible measles exposure at 3 locations after a new confirmed case of the virus. One of the locations is the Kingston Hall at Queen's University. Anyone who was there on February 10th between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. is asked to monitor for symptoms. Other possible exposure sites include the Good Life Fitness on Barrack Street on February 9th and the Metro on Barrie Street on February 13th. Symptoms include high fever, cough, runny nose, red watery eyes, and a red rash. Ottawa bylaws say they have seized nearly a dozen accessible parking permits after a recent blitz. On a recent weekend, they seized 11 accessible parking permits. 7 were misused. 3 were expired and 1 was fake. Drivers who use these accessible parking spaces say it is incredibly frustrating when these limited spots are taken advantage of.
I think they're rude and inconsiderate to do something like that because they don't realize just how inconvenient it is for some people. Have a really difficult time getting around, and so smarten up.
I wish they let us have the spots we assigned to. Sometimes I feel guilty for not holding a club in my hand, but there is one in the car here.
Bylaw says they have already issued 561 tickets this year for accessible parking permit violations.
Atletico Ottawa was eliminated from the Champions Cup after their loss to Nashville SC.
Aguilar on the other side of a great pass, looking for Happy Bullis, stopped on the line.
It was an easy tap-in for Nashville's Alex Meal, rebounding off the post in the 20th minute. Atleticos struggled to keep up in this one.
They lost 5-0 and dropped the overall series 7-0. This year's CONCACAF Champions Cup marked Ottawa's debut in international competition after clinching the CPL title last year.
Yeah, it's just because they didn't have enough snowfall on the ground, but if they were back here at home, there would not be any problems with them playing today.
We would have the slight advantage in the fact that we're used to playing in snow.
Yeah, that's true. And we'd have I was going to say, we'd have the orange, what is it, orange ball?
Yellow orange ball, yeah. So you could see it in the white snow, of course.
With more on the way.
Yes, more on the way today. The good news is we're not going to get as much snow as we originally anticipated. Yesterday, we were calling for like 15 centimeters. Then this morning, it was looking like 10. And now it's looking like maybe even a little bit less than that. Still a special weather statement in effect because we could see 5, upwards of 10 centimeters of snow. However, it's looking like we'll see more on the bottom end than the higher end of the snowfall. Right now, we are seeing that snow heavy at times, and most of the heavier snow will be throughout the morning hours. But then you can see it kind of tapers off slowly throughout the morning, and this system will clear up into the overnight. So most of the bulk of the snow will happen over the next few hours and early afternoon before it begins to taper off in through your day ahead. How much snow are we expecting? Well, we could see about 5 centimeters by about 10 o'clock tonight. So originally we were looking like around 7. Now it's looking like a little bit less, about 5 centimeters in total by 10 p.m. and then a few more centimeters in through the overnight before midnight, and then it will clear up. So, and all said and done, we could see about another 7 centimeters of snow added to the total that we have already seen. So we could see upwards of 10 centimeters by early tomorrow morning. However, it's looking like we will see more on the lower end of that. Temperature still a little cold this morning. We are sitting at -11. Factor in the wind chill this hour. Feels closer to -18 in Ottawa, -17 out in the valley. 0 currently in Trenton, -8 in Kingston, -10 in Brockville. So through our recess forecast today, it's going to be nice and snowy for the kids this morning. Temperatures hovering around -7, -6 throughout the early morning hours, so not nearly as cold as it was yesterday. Bit milder temperatures in through the afternoon, still hovering around -6, -5 throughout your afternoon recess. And then we'll reach our daytime high today, which is -3 late this afternoon. That's when we'll reach that daytime high. We'll still feel closer to about -7 in through the afternoon. 1 in the valley today, so some very mild conditions. It will be coldest throughout the Ottawa area throughout the afternoon, same within Gatineau, and then pretty mild everywhere else. -4 in Kittigan, Zibi, -6 for your high in Mont-Tremblant. So over the next couple of days, temperatures really kind of all over the place. Overnight falling to -9, -4 for tomorrow, 2 on Friday. Lots of sunshine over the next few days. Then as we head into the weekend, melting some of that snow as we are expecting rain on Saturday with a high of 4.
I mean, all I heard from that was, you can skip your workout today because more shoveling will be done, so that can make you feel good outside, getting some nice labor into your workout routine. Taking a look at the roads at this hour, we have a collision on the 417 eastbound between Nicholas and the Vanier Parkway. That has the right lanes and shoulder closed. So as you can continue to see our roads this morning, with the snowfall continuing and with the weird temperatures we've seen back and forth, we still could see some slippery road conditions, not just right now, but continuing through your morning commute and maybe into the afternoon. So continue to leave yourself a little bit of extra time and some patience as the snowfall continues to come.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
And Heart Month is wrapping up in just a few days, so with that in mind, we are paging Dr. Paul to get his advice on how to keep our hearts healthy through physical activity. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
Okay, we got some great recommendations for today, and we're going to start with percentage meeting recommendations.
Yeah, well,
so
this is the bad news part of it.
Okay, the bad news, yes.
Is that only 50% of adults follow the recommendations, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
50% of sort of younger kids, fine, but the problem is 20% only of teenagers are following these recommendations, and a lot has to do with sedentary and screen times, which we'll talk about. So we have some work to do, and really the benefits of exercising and getting enough physical activity are so many. Of course, it's Heart Month, heart, brain, feeling better, doing better at school. There's so many advantages to do that. And the earlier you start, embedding those habits in the kids, the better it is.
Okay, and so that teen years is the 12 to 17-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about recommendations for infants.
So, people seem to think, we talk about sedentary lifestyle, okay? So, what is the number one distraction for kids? Screen time. Right?
Yeah.
So first of all, kids less than 2 years of age, no screen time.
Okay.
That's number one. Between 2 and 4, less than an hour a day.
Okay.
And over that, 2 hours maximum.
Okay.
Now, for children, for young babies, obviously what do you talk about physical activities for a 4-month-old or a 6-month-old? Well, you know what? Tummy time, having them crawl, having them do all those activities. Like the older they get, as they get older and more developed, you can, put them on the floor, play with them, get the ball, those type of things, and work it up to as they get older in terms of, building the activities per day. Because as we'll talk about later, for children 5 to 17, we want at least an hour a day.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Recommendations for children between the ages of 5 to 17.
So we talk about 60 minutes a day.
Okay.
And 3 times a week, it should be vigorous. So we talk about vigorous and moderate intensity.
Okay.
Moderate intensity is, think about doing something and being short of breath, but you can talk, but you can't sing.
Okay.
Okay, that's that.
Would that be outside playing on the playground?
Exactly.
Or,
playing tag, those type of things.
Okay.
And then vigorous activity, which they should be doing at least 3 times a week, is like bike riding. Enough that you can't speak a lot. You know what I mean? Your physical endurance is high. So that's quite important, and they do that. And again, 5 to 17-year-olds habits about screen time. Really limit the screen time, limit sedentary time, and even for adults for that matter, being sedentary more than 7 to 8 hours a day actually is very bad for the heart, very bad for the brain. So really we want to increase that activity and promote it. So like I said, start young, and then this is the age group. The teenagers is the ones that are not meeting the requirements.
And this age group is at school, so they're outside for recess. Is that enough, or does there need to be more beyond recess?
Well, there needs to be more, because recess is 15 minutes, right? So, if they have gym, yes, but they don't have gym every day. So you can make up for it. And really, this is a daily recommendation that we're doing. So the more you do it, the better it is for the kids.
Perfect. Let's move on to recommendations for adults 18 plus.
So this one, again, is accumulative. So they say 150 minutes per week, right? So that's about 20 to 25 minutes a day of vigorous, high intense to moderate intensity. And what you can do is you could do it in bouts of 10 minutes. So, get up 10 minutes, have a brisk walk, that type of thing, but accumulate it. The other thing too, particularly for the elderly, because we're talking about 18 plus and 60, 65 plus, is a couple of times a week they should also be doing strengthening exercises to exercise their bones, exercise their flexibility, because it prevents fall and makes them more resilient. So that's quite important. So again, I can't stress enough the importance of embedding it. So and then what counts, if you park your car far away, that's a brisk walk to the mall or whatever. You know what I mean?
Go to get your groceries where you're lifting the heavy weights.
Don't take the elevator. Those type of things. So you add those up. So it's not that much. It's really 20 to 25 minutes a day.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us with this very important conversation as we wrap up Harp Month in a few days. Rosie.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, bringing mobile paint parties right to your door. Crafted by Grant helps get the creativity flowing, and she's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is a snowy morning. If you are heading out, just give yourself plenty of time to get from point A to point B. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back. Bring the paint night experience right to your door with Crafted by Grant, offering mobile paint parties. And joining us today is the founder and artist behind it, Karina Grant. Good morning to you,
Good morning,
Karina.
Rosie.
Crafted by Grant. You're bringing art, you're bringing fun to our doors. Tell us how it works.
So essentially, if you want to book a paint party, you would call me, and whether you have your own venue or you want to do it in the comfort of your own home, I can do either. I'm completely mobile, and I bring everything to you, so you make the mess, and I help you clean it up.
I love that. So, because, a lot of people go, well, I always wanted to paint, but I don't know what kind of paint to use and the canvas, and you come with all of that. And you also instruct as well. So I see the night there. Look at this afternoon. Folks are all ready with their easels and the paint. So tell me, if you've never really, you don't consider yourself artistic, how do you approach this? Can you walk us through it?
You need zero experience. All you need to have is the need for fun or the need to learn. I guide you step by step. Every step is guided, and if you wanted to do what you wanted, whatever your heart wanted, you can completely craft whatever it is.
We can get our paint
you don't
party
have to do exactly.
on. I love that.
Yeah.
And what's your information? So before we get painting, because I know you're going to show me how you do it here, but if folks are watching, they're like, okay, I want Karina at my door. How do they get in touch?
You can contact me at my website, so craftedbygrant.com.
Okay.
You can also see my IG, which is crafted_by_grant.
Yeah.
And yeah, I usually post any public events that I'm doing as well, because I
okay.
do the public events as well as the private ones.
Okay. Well, I've got my little smock on here.
Awesome. You ready to learn?
I am so ready here. So what do we need?
Perfect. So
Okay.
generally when I'm doing my paint nights, I like to teach step by step, starting with the background. So here we have a floral arrangement, which I have here as well.
Oh yeah, down there. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we'll start with the background. This one I've started already in advance.
But in your paint parties, you're starting with a blank canvas,
We're
right?
starting with a blank canvas.
Okay.
So essentially I would have taught you to do your background, then the outline of the vase, then I would have done the stems, and then the leaves.
Okay.
So I will teach you how to do some of the florals.
Okay.
So you're going to grab your round brush.
Okay.
So first you're going to grab some red paint.
Some red paint. And I see you just did a little dab.
Yes, just a little dab.
Just a little bit.
And we're going to do just a dab like this, like a little circle.
Oh, okay. And then you can just like pick where you want to do it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
And then you don't even have to wash off the brush. You're going to grab some pink.
You don't have to wash off the brush?
Not yet. Not for this, because it's kind of like an abstract floral.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So you're going to do some parentheses. So one here, one there.
Like that. Just a little highlight.
Yeah, just let go. You don't have to put too much thought into it.
Okay.
And then again here and here.
Oh, I like that. Here and here.
And then you're going to keep going. So kind of
wow. And I see the red is kind of blending in with the pink there.
So then you can grab a little bit of red, and you're going to
red.
aim for the empty spaces.
Oh, I like this. I see your approach. How long have you been an artist?
I've been an artist all my life.
Yeah.
I was raised raised as an only child, and crafting was therapy for me. It was what kept me busy. And then you're going to use a little bit of white.
Oh, a little bit of white, thank you.
And then you're going to do the same thing, just kind of going for some empty spaces, and you want to let the colors blend.
Yes, don't be afraid of that,
right? Just keep
right?
going with the wheel. And you want to expand. Keep going bigger and bigger.
I see what you're doing. I see this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to watch a lot of cartoons in the morning, just craft, and this is what kept me busy.
And then you would just be painting, drawing. That's what you
Anything,
do.
papier mâché.
Oh,
it was
I love
my thing.
that.
And so as I got older, I realized, I didn't want to lose who I was, because as we all know, becoming an adult, you kind of get lost into the corporate world.
Yeah.
You forget to remember who you are and what truly makes you happy. And I thought, why not turn my passion into a business? I want to do what I love and get paid for it.
You're a great teacher too. You're like, just go, let it go.
That's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
You're doing great.
You are such a great teacher.
Let me teach you another one. So now you're going to grab.
Okay.
Let's wash our brush a little bit.
Wash the brushes.
All right.
Okay.
Wipe it off.
Okay.
So you're going to grab some purple.
Okay.
Or violet.
Okay.
And then dab the tip in white.
Okay. Some purple.
All purple.
All purple. Just
put
go
it in
get
there.
it in there. Okay.
And then the tip in white.
And the tip in white.
So for this, we're going to teach you these little flowers here.
Let's do it.
So you're going to press and drag.
Press
and drag.
And drag.
Same thing again. Press and drag.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So you keep going. You'll have like 5 petals.
Oh, right. We're making petals.
Yeah,
I
so
got
you
it.
just keep going.
Yeah.
It's just like this, and like this. And now you've got your little abstract flower. And then you can keep going, and then you would have a whole bouquet.
Can I just tell you something? You are amazing. I feel like I'm so into it, Karina.
You feel accomplished?
You're really good too. You're like, hey, you can do this. Let's
Thank
go.
you. Yes.
Really simple instructions. This is so much fun. Look at what Karina and I did. I'm just loving this. Once again, if people want this at their door, coming to your house or coming to their house or a venue, how can they get in touch with you, Karina?
Craftedbygrant.com. Just go to my website, request a book, and then all the information is there.
Yes.
I bring everything to you, birthday parties, corporate events.
Yes.
It's really interactive, and it's really a way for people to kind of connect with each other and disconnect from the electronic world. You become very present, and it's therapeutic. You
It
just
really
get,
is.
You don't have to be an artist. It doesn't matter what it looks like in the end. It's all about having fun. Think about it.
Yeah.
The most successful artists, what does their art look like? It looks like scribble.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like scribble. It's completely
Karina,
abstract.
you've been amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really
Thank you for
appreciate this.
having
This
me.
is so much fun. Melissa, over to you.
Thank you.
And coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa, we'll tell you about the Curato Fellowship program at the National Gallery of Canada and how you can check out incredible new exhibit just ahead. That and so much more coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Here are your milestone celebrations for Wednesday, February 25th. And we're going to start off with a happy 8th birthday to Haley. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, Sister Riley, Grandma and Grandpa T, Grandma and Grandpa B, and all of your family. We also have a happy 5th birthday to Nico. We love you so much and we are so proud of you. Love Mama, Daddy, Luca, and your whole family. And if you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Here's the email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca.
It's Wednesday, February 25th.
I do expect everything to be fairly slow out there this morning.
A snowy Wednesday morning in Ottawa, a special weather statement in effect, but school buses are running.
Police are investigating a shooting in Old Ottawa East yesterday. No injuries have been reported.
And we'll tell you about the latest exhibit at the National Gallery of Canada. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, just after 8 o'clock on your Wednesday. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
It is Wednesday. We are in the capital of Canada. It is snowing. It is a typical Canadian winter day.
Absolutely.
And we have a special weather statement in effect this morning for Ottawa and Eastern Ontario. The city's road manager is warning that the commute this morning will be a little bit slower than usual.
Please make sure any equipment that is out there, plows on the roads or the sidewalks, everybody gives them space to do their job. The faster we can get them through their job on the roads and sidewalks, the quicker everybody can get around. So please have some patience this morning.
Environment Canada says about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is expected and the roads can be a bit slippery. You are asked to take your time during your morning commute. School buses are running this morning, but some delays can certainly be expected.
Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not far from the home of a man who's been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April 2019. Police believe he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are awaiting DNA results. Police are investigating after shots were fired in an Old Ottawa East neighborhood. Officers were called to Main Street yesterday morning. Evidence found at the scene confirmed a shooting did occur. There are no reported injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services Guns and Gangs Unit.
The Carlton Tavern is set to see a makeover as part of a proposed development plan in Hintonburg. Residents took part in a community information session last night.
That location is certainly a place where density makes sense because it's so close to the transit station.
Great points on both sides, lots of nuance, a lot of questions left unanswered.
Residents raised concerns about the proposal's impact on traffic, the affordability of units, and the future of their local landmark. Taggart Developments is proposing a 38-story building near the Parkdale Market with a makeover for the tavern. The Department of National Defence announced it's building 7,500 new homes across Canada for military members and their families, including about 2,000 here in Eastern Ontario. Phase 2 includes more than 1,000 residential units in Petawawa, 900 in Kingston, and 280 in Ottawa. About $3.7 million has been earmarked for units across Canada. This is part of the government's plan to expand military housing across the country.
We're moving at a pace and a speed never seen before. And so our folks at DCC know they have to move quickly, and they are moving quickly. But we've got construction underway across the country now.
This all comes after a report from the Auditor General last year found DND was falling short on providing enough and adequate military housing, and found that at some bases, many quarters were in poor physical condition and had significant issues.
A Cornwall teenager is facing several criminal charges after multiple incidents involving stolen vehicles. According to police, a vehicle reported stolen on February 15th was involved in a collision the following day. The teen was allegedly driving and failed to remain at the scene. On Monday, police responded to another stolen vehicle complaint involving the same teen who allegedly rammed a Cornwall police cruiser and then a school bus. No one was injured. The 14-year-old was arrested on Monday. Police say during his arrest, he assaulted one officer and bit another.
U.S. President Donald Trump delivered his first State of the Union of his second term, Trump defending his economic record despite a drop in approval ratings with less than 9 months to go until midterm elections.
I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
It was the longest State of the Union ever for an American president. He also shouted out Team USA's gold medal winning men's hockey team and hosted them in the Oval Office earlier in the day.
Guys, I recognize every one of you.
The gold medal winning women's team declined their invite, but during his address, Trump said they will come to the White House.
Ottawa bylaws say they have seized nearly a dozen accessible parking permits after a recent blitz. On a recent weekend, they seized 11 accessible parking permits. 7 were misused, 3 were expired, and 1 was fake. Drivers who use these accessible parking spaces say it is incredibly frustrating when these limited spots are taken advantage of.
I think they're rude and inconsiderate to do something like that because they don't realize just how inconvenient it is for some people. Have a really difficult time getting around, and so smarten up.
I wish they'd let us have the spots we assigned to. Sometimes I feel guilty. I'm not holding a club in my hand, but there's one in the car here.
Bylaw says they have already issued 561 tickets this year for accessible parking permit violations.
Youngblood is expanding his festival.
Bloodfest is kicking off June 27th in Czechia. This will mark the first international edition of the festival.
Fans can also catch Youngblood a bit closer to home. He'll be playing in Toronto May 2nd.
And he played at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Ottawa, and all I heard was amazing things about his performance.
Really?
Creating such a powerful atmosphere.
Yeah.
And if you've watched him, I think that would be a good one to see live.
Nice.
Very cool. Our forecast today, we're expecting messy weather this morning and into your afternoon, so we still have a special weather statement in effect. This was issued earlier this morning because we are expecting 5 up to 10 centimeters of snow for Ottawa, Smith Falls, Brockville, and areas as well out along the valley. So we're seeing snow right now. It started snowing earlier this morning, sometime before 4 a.m. is when we started to see a little bit of snowfall, and we will see most of the heavier snow this morning into your early afternoon, and then later on this afternoon you'll see kind of just some lingering flurries kind of here and there throughout the late part of your evening and through your overnight. So most of the snow will happen throughout the day ahead. How much snow are we expecting? Well, this is by about 5-6 p.m. tonight. We could see another 3 centimeters added to the total we've already seen so far this morning, and then a few more centimeters in through our overnight, bringing the next 24 hours to about 5 centimeters by tomorrow morning around this time. So we are expecting more snow. It looks like we'll be more on the lower end of the 5 to 10 than on the higher end, but that's okay. We're still getting snow throughout the day ahead. Temperatures right now -17. These are temperatures with the wind chill this hour, so still a little cold out there this morning. Right now we're sitting at -10 with the wind chill feels closer to -17 this hour. These are your daytime highs, so we will reach a high of -3 in Ottawa, and as you can see, we're one of the coldest spots throughout throughout the region. It's going to be a little bit warmer everywhere else. 1 degree for Trenton, Kingston, Kemptville, Brockville, Cornwall, even out in the valley. Bancroft sitting at 0 today. Colder as well in Gatineau, Montreal, Mont-Tremblant, Kidigan, Zibi, but elsewhere seeing some milder conditions in through the afternoon. Don't worry, we have some mild weather on the way. -9 is the overnight low for tonight. Pure sunshine tomorrow and through Friday, and it will slowly get warmer as we head throughout the end of the work week. 2 degrees to end off the work week this week on Friday, and then on Saturday even warmer, a high of 4. We could see some rain in the forecast. Next week it'll look a little cold Sunday and through Monday. We have a little bit of a cold front moving through, but it's only going to last 2 days, so nothing we can't handle at this point. Overnight lows quite chilly, especially Sunday dropping to -23. On your roads, we are slowdowns in the usual spots this hour, but overall traffic is pretty decent. We are collision free. We haven't seen any major collisions this morning, but you could see snow-covered roads still, so do give yourself some extra time on the roads this hour. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning, and it's a winter wonderland outside in the city today as we are seeing all that snow with more of it on the way into your afternoon. Good morning, Ottawa. Happy Wednesday. It is 8:11.
Today's snow report brought to you by Sommet Edelweiss, where happiness falls from the sky.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so I know maybe you're not super excited about the snowfall today, but it is excellent news for our ski hills. Edelweiss 2 of 5 lifts are open today. Almost 100% of the runs. We are just 1 run shy. Across the board, this is what we're looking at for our ski and snowboard conditions for today. Mont Cascade 4 of 6 lifts open. Calabogie Peak's looking very good, as well as Vorlage. Camp Fortune 5 of 7 runs, but 5 of 7 lifts. But 22 of 27 runs, so a great couple of days probably on the hills.
JS here again, reminding you where to find the best ski and ride conditions, the best snowmaking, the quickest lifts, and your favorite runs. Come ski with me at Summit Edelweiss.
Well, there are many parenting styles out there, and with Family Day having just passed, you may have thought a little bit about yours. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the most talked about parenting styles with parenting author and Mabel's Labels co-founder, Julie Cole. Good morning to you.
Hi, Melissa.
Okay, we were talking about this all morning long, and I was saying, I don't know which category I'm in, but I'm like the bribe and threat parent. I'm either bribing or threatening my children.
Not always the most effective, but hey, we'll go through it. And you know what? Okay. We have to remember through all of this, there's 1,000 ways to be a good parent and no way to be a perfect parent. So
I love that.
You know, remember, good enough is a parenting style.
We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for good enough.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. So let's start here. What do you reckon that one is?
Helicopter parent. So this is the one where you're like overprotective. You're always in their zone.
Right. So the helicopter parent hovers over. They're over involved. They're over, over communicating with all the overs.
Yeah.
And it comes from a really loving place because we want our kids to be safe and happy.
Right.
The problem is the outcome isn't great.
Okay.
So what long-term studies are showing us is that these kids are dealing with higher rates of depression and anxiety, and also because they lack independence as they get older, their self-confidence is lower.
Okay.
So good intentions, but no. Pass on the helicopter.
Eventually, when they go to school, they're on their own, right? And they may not know how to fend for themselves.
Well, exactly. And that's what I like to talk about in this one.
Is this the snowplow?
This is the snowplow.
Or for a day like today.
Or the bulldozer parent. So what this one means is like, where this parent hovers, this one removes the obstacles.
Okay.
So an example would be, say, a helicopter parent, if a kid calls and they're like, I forgot my lunch. Mom like jumps in the car, runs over to the school quickly and brings them their lunch. The snowplow parent would pack their lunch for them, put it in their little backpack, make sure there were extra granola bars with the teacher in case they forgot, so they never actually have the opportunity to problem solve.
Okay.
So this is a problem because then you've got all these adults who've never had practice problem solving or dealing with failure, right? Eventually they grow up and the participation awards wear out and they're not given anymore and mom's not there to make the phone calls and they don't know how to deal with it. So we want to make sure we're giving them lots of practice to problem solve, and failure is a gift. gift. Let them practice failing.
This is true. Okay.
And now this one.
The gentle parenting,
Yes.
because I'm seeing soft, nice
So
blushies.
gentle.
So gentle.
Yeah, now what's your impression of gentle parenting?
Okay, I know there's a big push for it online. We've tried it. It just didn't work in our household. And I don't know if it's us, the parents, or the kids, or the combination, but it was just, my kids need a little bit of tone sometimes.
Yeah. And it does depend on the kids, and it depends on the time of day, and it can depend on your mood, all of these things. I think gentle parenting gets a bad rap because people think it's very permissive, and it's not. I really like this style because what it does is it acknowledges the emotion calmly, but it sets a boundary. So let me give an example. Your son says, Mama, I don't want to brush my teeth. So a permissive parent would say, fine, okay, don't. And a punitive parent might say, okay, don't, but you're not getting your iPad tonight.
That would be me.
Yeah, but a gentle parent would say, hey, bud, I hear you're having a hard time with this, but we need to keep our teeth healthy.
Okay.
And if kiddo leans in and says, I'm still not doing it, you're like, I'm gonna do your teeth for you tonight, and you can have a chance tomorrow. I understand this is tough. Just calmly. So it happens.
Okay.
The boundary is set.
I thought
they don't
it was
get away
more
with
like,
things.
Sweetie, we really need you to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Please, my little love bug.
And there's one thing to give the demand, but then there's the follow through. And gentle parents hold the boundary.
All right.
If they don't, they're not gentle parents. This one
Lighthouse.
is
I had never heard of this one before.
Lighthouse parenting. So this one I feel like I'm at. I have 6 kids, right? And they're all getting older. 5 are in university. And so what I feel like I represent is that stable, secure, ever-present, but I let them manage the rocky waters on their own.
Oh, I love that.
So, you know, if there's a problem, they know they can reach out, but it's not too involved. And parents can be this way with little ones too. So to bring the lunch example back, so this Lighthouse parent, they get the call, oh, okay, Mom, I forgot my lunch. What am I going to do? Lighthouse parent might say, oh, that's a big drag. How are you going to deal with this? What's your plan?
Wonderful.
What's your plan? Put it back on them. And then the last one?
That. Yes, last but not least.
Okay.
Really quickly, we have to do this one.
It's the FAFO parent.
Okay.
We'll say mess around and find out. And so I'm going to do this because basically it's talking about natural consequences.
Okay.
You don't wear your coat, you're going to get cold. And it's not, it sounds a little rough, and it's not.
Okay.
You know, it's just natural consequences. Like, let the world teach you your kids their lessons.
Wonderful.
Very effective.
Okay, I love learning more about this. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We really appreciate it.
Happy to be in Ottawa.
Yes, it's so good to have you here. And you're here for a conference?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm speaking at the Self-Made Tour tomorrow, which is a women's entrepreneurship conference that's been traveling around Canada.
Amazing.
Tomorrow's the Ottawa stop.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been such a pleasure.
Well, coming up towards the tail end of our show, the National Gallery of Canada is celebrating the culmination of this year's Curatorial Fellowship Program. We'll tell you more details a little bit later on, coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll take a peek outside through our sky cam and special weather statement in effect. Temperatures warming up to -3, 5, maybe 10 centimeters, so a slow go on your morning commute. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're in for a special treat this morning with some new music. We have Maddie McKechnie here, aka Graven, who is set to release a brand new album and is joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So great to have you here on the show. Tell us about this new album you've been working on.
Yeah, so the new album is called Geographics, and I've been rolling it out song by song on Bandcamp every Monday and Friday since the end of January. Yeah.
I love that. So what can people expect from this album?
It's a lot of, you know, my own voice, but it also has my friend Melissa Payne adds some fiddle and vocals to it too, so it's got kind of a different vibe. But it's a lot of travel songs, a lot of songs about different spaces and places.
Fun.
Yeah, kind of takes you somewhere.
I like that. And tell us a little bit about the recording process, because you recorded it in Halifax.
Yes, you got it. So I went down to Halifax. My friend Charles Austin, who's been in great bands like Super Friends, he's recorded people like Joel Plaskett and Matt Mays. I've been friends with him a long time and recorded all 10 songs in about 6 days. So
incredible.
Pretty intense.
And what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing the #1 track off the album called Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest. And you have a release party happening at House of Targ?
Yeah, House of Targ, March 21st.
March 21st. Okay, we'll let you hear this first song, so
Awesome.
we'll let you take it away.
Thank you.
specified which side of the map I would find you on. All my letters are returned to sender, but my love lenders are all overdrawn. Maybe that bender at the airport bar left a scar that will never be gone. But watch out now, right in the clouds. Your Pacific Northwest, the great Pacific Northwest. Do I need a protractor and compass to make a scientific guess and locate your love? Locate your love. Locate your love. Inaratals took you to Seattle, so I heard through the rumor pipeline. Went there once, and knowing you for that month made me smile at the peace you might find. Somehow I think your hurt Canadian heart would be at home by those Cascadian pines. But watch out now, 'cause I'm right in the clouds. Your Pacific Northwest, the great Pacific Northwest. Do I need a protractor and compass to make a scientific guess and locate your love? Locate your love. Locate your love. Locate your love.
Incredible.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And the full album released this Friday?
Yes, it's all out this Friday.
All out this Friday.
On Bandcamp, and then it'll be on the streamers after that.
Amazing. And then you're playing at the House of Targa March 21st. So make sure you grab some tickets for that in advance. And again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Melissa. Yeah.
Coming up in our morning kitchen, we have Mom in the Know is here. She is getting ready to make us some delicious soups. Of course, we will have all of the details because who doesn't want some cozy soup on a day like today?
Good morning, come on in. Hope your day is starting off right. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Just cruising beyond 8:30. Still lots to come here on Your Morning Ottawa, but we're starting with the weather in our newscast because a special weather statement is in effect this morning for Ottawa and Eastern Ontario. The city roads manager is warning that the commute this morning might be a bit slower than usual.
Please make sure any equipment that is out there, plows on the roads or the sidewalks, everybody gives them space to do their job. The faster we can get them through their job on the roads and sidewalks, the quicker everybody can get around. So please have some patience this morning.
Environment Canada says 5 to 10 centimeters of some snowfall is expected, and the roads could be a little bit slippery. So take your time during your morning commute. School buses are running this morning, but some delays can be expected.
Ottawa police are investigating the discovery of human remains found not too far from the home of a man who's been missing since 2019. The remains were discovered near Rideau Road and Albion Road in early November 2025. That's near Corey Baldwin's home in Greeley, which is where he was last seen in April 2019. Police believe he was murdered and in December offered a $75,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. Police say there is no confirmation the remains are Baldwin's. Investigators are awaiting DNA results. Police are investigating after shots were fired in an old Ottawa East neighborhood. Officers were called to Main Street yesterday morning. Evidence found at the scene confirmed a shooting did occur. There are no reported injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services Guns and Gangs Unit.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will begin a trade-focused overseas trip tomorrow, headed to India, Australia, and Japan.
There's a lot of opportunities also for infrastructure investment. There's a lot of things also with a number of companies in India. Same thing in Australia, the Maple 8. I mean, it's really, it's the urgency we have to diversify.
Floor-crossing Liberal MP Matt John Roux will be part of the Canadian delegation. They will be joined by New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt and Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe during the India leg of the trip. Prime Minister Carney will leave tomorrow, and the trip will wrap up on March 7th. The Prime Minister's office says that the aim is to unlock new opportunities for Canadian workers and businesses and deepen regional ties.
Starting today, Canadians arriving in the UK will have to pay and fill out some paperwork. An electronic travel authorization, or ETA, is now mandatory for visitors who don't need a visa to enter. This includes people from countries like Canada, the U.S., and the European Union. The program was introduced in 2023, but it wasn't strictly enforced. An ETA costs £16, or about $26 Canadian. The application can be done through an app. An application takes minutes to process, but travelers are urged to get it done 3 days before arriving. An ETA is good for 2 years or until your passport expires.
The federal transport minister is calling on Via Rail to improve reliability and customer service.
But I've made, in no uncertain terms, my expectation clear to the new senior management at Via Rail that this must improve, that customer service, communication with customers must improve.
Stephen McKinnon made those comments at a parliamentary committee this week. During the second week of February, Via canceled dozens of trips on the Ottawa-Montreal corridor, citing operational constraints.
Health officials are warning Kingston residents about possible measles exposure at 3 locations after a new confirmed case of the virus. One of the locations is Kingston Hall at Queen's University. Anyone who was there on February 10th between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. is asked to monitor for symptoms. Other possible exposure sites include the Good Life Fitness on Berg Street on February 9th and the Metro on Barry Street on February 13th. Symptoms include high fever, cough, runny nose, red watery eyes, and a red rash. Ottawa bylaws say they have seized nearly a dozen accessible parking permits after a recent blitz. On a recent weekend, they seized 11 accessible parking permits. 7 were misused, 3 were expired, and 1 was fake. Drivers who use these accessible parking spaces say it's incredibly frustrating when these limited spots are taken advantage of.
I think they're rude and inconsiderate to do something like that because they don't realize just how inconvenient it is for some people. Have a really difficult time getting around, and so smarten up.
I wish they let us have the spots we assigned to. Sometimes I feel guilty here, not holding a club in my hand, but there is one in the car here.
Bylaw says they have already issued 561 tickets this year for accessible parking permit violations.
A horse's whiny is a unique and mysterious noise among animals.
Okay, there it is. For the longest time, scientists didn't know how a horse makes that noise, Rosie, until now.
Okay, they figured it out. A whinny is a combination of whistling and singing. Horses are the only animals known to be able to whistle while they sing. Well, now we know.
But,
now we know.
And how do we know? Let's play that one more time.
I don't even know it was called that.
I don't, me either.
I thought it was called like a neigh, like, you know, the horses go neigh, neigh.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. So you'll learn something new every day. There you go.
Something I didn't even know that we didn't know that we knew that now we know.
Now we know.
And now I want to know about donkeys. What's their hee-haw all about?
Well, you know what? It took us this long to get the horse noise, so donkeys, I don't know, they're
Might have to
probably a few
wait.
may down the line.
Yeah, probably. Our forecast today, it's going to be another snowy one. So we've already started to see some snow early this morning, and we will continue to see that kind of off and on throughout the day ahead. Still a special weather statement in effect. It's for Ottawa, Smith Falls, Brockville, and areas out along the valley as well. We're expecting more snow on the way into your afternoon, but not as much as we initially anticipated yesterday. We thought maybe we could see 15 centimeters. Now it will be a little bit less. It started snowing early this morning, so if you're just waking up, yes, there'll be a few centimeters on your cars this morning. We will continue to see most of this heavy snow early this morning into your early afternoon, and then it will kind of tape off gradually into the afternoon and slowly disappear around midnight tonight or shortly after. So we are expecting it to snow kind of off and on throughout the day ahead, but most of that heavy snow happening over the next few hours. How much more snow are we expecting to add it onto that total? Well, by 6, 7 p.m. tonight, we are expecting about another 3, so not too much more snow on the way, but then we could see a few more centimeters added into that overnight just before midnight. So by tomorrow morning, we could see about 5 more centimeters here in Ottawa, bringing that total a little bit closer to 10, but not quite the full 10 centimeters of snow. However, things can change very quickly. Minus 10 still here in this city, so not a bad looking start to your morning. It's coldest here in Ottawa and the Valley, feeling like minus 17 this hour. A bit warmer areas in Trenton, feeling like 0, feels like minus 7 over in Kingston. So daytime highs today, it will be coldest throughout the region in Ottawa today. We're going to sit at minus 3 into the afternoon. You can see much warmer in other areas, 1 for Cornwall, Kemptville, Brockville, same with the Trenton, Kingston, even the Valley a little bit warmer than us here in the city today, sitting at 1 degree, minus 4 out in Gatineau and minus 6 over in Mont-Tremblant. Over the next few days, we're going to really see temperatures fluctuate overnight, not too cold, minus 9, a bit of a break from that cold snap we saw yesterday. Minus 4 is the high for tomorrow, lots of sunshine for Thursday and through Friday, and then warming up above that freezing mark. Friday and through Saturday, temperatures very mild, 4 degrees for Saturday. We could even see some rain, and then the cold weather is back, so we're going to see cold, warm, cold, warm. Minus 9 is the high for Sunday, minus 8 on Monday.
Weather brought to you by Yekendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
Here's a look at your drive-in this morning, and again, still collision-free, which is great news, but volume very heavy now. Eastbound on the 417, it's slow from the 416 split in through the downtown core this morning. Also very heavy heading westbound at the 417 split in through the downtown core. Snow-covered roads even on your highway, so give yourself some extra time.
Well, you just heard Melissa's weather report. In fact, Environment Canada issuing a special weather statement. We've got snow in the region. So it's feeling a lot like winter, like we're in the grips of winter. So you know when that happens, you just want some hot soup to keep you nice and warm. It's like a warm hug. And here to share that warm hug with us is the one, the only, Julie Finley, mom in the know with some great and easy soup recipes. Good morning,
Yeah, thank you
Julie.
so much for having me. I saw it in the forecast and I'm like, I love soup.
Me too.
And sometimes people don't grab onto soup, but soup is such a great meal when you can have some Ontario cheeses out and a baguette, and it just makes the meal itself, make a small salad. I mean, things aren't totally in season right now, but honestly, if you go on Foodland Ontario, you click on recipes, hit soups, there's millions and they're lovely. So I brought 3 today. Super easy. We're gonna start off with creamy carrot. So I'm gonna leave this with you if you do want to try it.
Oh, wow.
But really all it is you got 2 bay leaves, you've got about 2 pounds of carrots. So it usually comes in a 3-pound bag. You can measure it, but it's about 6 to 7 cups of carrots chopped. When you're chopping, get kids in the kitchen. All they need to do is make sure those pieces are okay. You're literally putting it all in together. 1 chopped onion. You've also got 1 celery stalk, just spiced up there. You're going to bring this to 4 cups of stock. You're going to bring it to a boil, and then you're going to add in your spices, which has a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of pepper. You're going to blend it, and then at the end, you're just going to take 1 can of evaporated milk and just stir it in. And that's what makes it and a tiny bit creamy, but no calories, which is fantastic.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. And the thing is, you can add like beef stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock, whichever one you want there.
Yeah.
Right? And
you
then
can
it'll work,
actually,
right?
and also when you're done, you could just add things to your soup. And it's great to have for lunch, it's great to have for dinner,
And that's
everything
the
else.
finished product right
That
there. It's
is
a
it right there.
beautiful
I will set you guys up with a lovely lunch after.
All right.
This is my next favorite soup. This rutabaga always gets left out. It's a great soup. This is a silky rutabaga soup, and it's creamy too.
Okay.
So this baga is about 2 pounds. You're gonna peel it, you're gonna chop it, you're gonna put it in. Is that about 2? Yeah, you tell me, eh?
I think you're right.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So I have chopped it in. I've got melted butter. I'm just gonna put all of the cubes of rutabaga in there.
So you start that with melted butter.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you're gonna add in apple. So it's silky rutabaga and apple soup. You've got 2 apples chopped up there.
Okay.
And then you're going to add your onions, and again, stir that up. But this time we're going to add, I did a
Can I
veggie
stir
stock
that for
here,
you while
absolutely.
you're adding? Okay,
I've
you're
got,
pouring?
again, 4 cups of veggie
look at
stock.
that.
So when you're buying your veggie stock in the big boxes, that is 4 cups. So you don't need to measure it too much.
You're good.
And it makes a ton. This is a lovely thing too. You can have enough for 2 of these and a lunch. So it's great. You can pass one on to your friends, family. But the trick about this is once you blend it to make it smooth, you're going to put it back in the pan, and you're going to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. How delicious is that? And then a 1/2 cup, you could do milk, but I'm actually going to make it with 10% cream.
Okay.
So just half and half.
Thicken it up a little bit there.
And then what I did with rutabaga is I fried up a little bit of French fries, little sticks. You're going to add that to it.
Julie.
I know.
Stop
that
it.
and some cheese, and you're having fun.
That's so good.
Yes.
And it's good for you.
It's so good for you.
Rutabaga, apples, come on.
I know, vitamin C, all the great things.
Okay.
This is my favorite one. This is a curried apple and cheddar soup.
You had me at curried.
I had a feeling. Okay, so I've got some butter in here, and I've got some garlic already. It
so
smells so good.
Yeah.
Once you get garlic cooking and onions, it's fantastic. So you've got the onion in here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 cups of carrots, and then here is the curry. You're also going to chop up 2 apples and put them in at any time.
I love how you
but
put the
here's
apples in there. There's some
you've got
curry in
curry,
there.
you've got dry mustard, and then you have fresh ginger. And you're going to do that, and then all you're going to do is add your stock. But I know. Sorry, it's nice.
So
right?
good.
It just
want to eat it right now.
It
and
warms
it's not
your
even
heart.
soup yet. Yeah, it's so nice.
So all you're doing here now is you're adding in your 4 cups, but this time it's 2 cups of apple cider. Not apple cider. Apple cider. Thank you. And also 2 cups of veggie stock, or like you said, chicken stock. Whatever you'd like to add.
How
so you're just going to literally blend that.
Oh, wonderful. And then when you're cooking soup, when you're making soup from scratch, high, low, medium?
You bring it to a boil, and then you bring it to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. Good question. For all of these recipes, it's the same. Or until you can tender prick the vegetables. Then they're ready to blend. Once they blend, this is a beautiful color that it is. And then nice and hot, you add your old cheddar cheese. Oh, you say a little bit, eh? No, I'm not a little bit. Yeah.
No, you're
and
going
then
for
you've
it.
got your beautiful cup of soup.
Julie,
there you
you're
go.
so
I hope it warms your
good.
day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
These wonderful recipe ideas, soup, nice and easy, good for you. If we want some more ideas, recipes, how can we find out?
Foodlandontario.ca, and honestly, it's so easy. They've redone their website. So when you go onto recipes, hit soups, and it'll give you so many more. And now that's sort of spring. Spring is coming. It's in the air.
It is coming.
There's lots of good things that are growing. So all good things grow in Ontario, and you'll see what's there, what's available, how to buy it, how to store it. And of course, all of these soups can be frozen too. So if you're in a soup mood today, super easy produce.
You can make a huge batch, but then you can freeze it afterward too, and it'll last long.
Yeah, it always
Mom in the
does.
Know, Julie Finley, thank you so much. These great soup recipes, so easy. If you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on the show, let us know. Email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. The snow continues to fall. We could get up to 10 centimeters today. 8:46, we are back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa.
There's something special in every area. Join us for Your Neighborhood as we highlight the people and places that bring the National Capital Region to life.
Your neighborhood on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by the Clemo. Choose the Clemo and start living your life your way.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take one more peek through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and the road conditions still a little bit iffy out there, so take your time. The snow continues to fall. Special weather statement in effect for most areas through Ottawa. Well, tomorrow night, a celebration takes flight to highlight the inaugural curatorial fellowship program with an evening of discussion and dance at the National Gallery of Canada. We are joined today by Sandra and Alexandra to talk a little bit more about this. Good morning to the two of you.
Good morning.
Tell me a little bit about the fellowship as we get into this. This is so great.
Absolutely. So the fellowship began at the Ottawa Art Gallery, and it started with a really important conversation that we had with the Ottawa Black Arts community. And so we started to work directly with the Ottawa Black Arts Collective on creating basically a curatorial mentorship program that really focused on emerging Black curators to start to affect change and to bring new voices to kind of the arts ecology in Canada.
It's so amazing. How has the response been from you starting that and looking ahead to the future? What's it been like?
You know, I think it's changing the needle, and that's the most important piece. So we've had 4 iterations of it. Sandra is the 4th. We're going to be putting out a call for the next round of mentorship. It's a 1-year program now, and I mean, what's wonderful about this year is Sandra is inaugurating our partnership now with the National Gallery. So what started at the local level has now moved and embraced the national perspective.
That's so amazing, right? And you see the success already taking place. All right, so all eyes turn to you, Sandra. Tell me a little bit about your experience so far.
It's been really life-changing, honestly. Like, even talking with folks at OBAC, I'm a partner and a member of OBAC, and even when I had those conversations with the folks at the beginning of the process, and now they notice a change in me, which is really incredible. And my experience has just been so informative, so, impactful, and it's really put me on this trajectory of continuous change, and I'm just really embracing it, honestly.
You know, you talk about that, how it's impacted your life in such a positive way and changed. What are some of those things that you discovered through the process about yourself through this?
I discovered that I should trust my instincts and I should trust my gut. I should not be so quick to discount myself. And I think for, other people in the city who want to be involved in this kind of work, what the OAG and what the National Gallery are doing is really just giving us more, I guess you could say, confidence in ourselves and pushing ourselves to do more and want more for ourselves.
Those are inspirational findings when you think about that, right? Having more confidence to be able to be more yourself. Tell me about how people can get involved and what's going on Thursday.
Right. Well, so we'll be putting out a call very, very soon. It's a national call for emerging Black leaders and curators. So if they're interested, they check out our websites and they'll be able to apply. There's a jury process, and then they start their 1-year journey with us. And as for tomorrow night, I'll pass it over to Sandra.
Yeah, it was all my idea.
Yeah,
it was all my doing. So basically, at the National Gallery tomorrow evening on the Free Thursday, there will be a event. So it's going to be a 2-part situation. There will be a panel discussion in the lecture hall, which is going to be more of an intimate space where me and then the 3 other alumni from the program are going to be having a discussion about our experiences, and then we're going to finish it off with a electric dance party. So there's going to be DJs, there's going to be drummers, there's going to be excitement. Bring your whole family and the dog.
Oh, yes, I love that you just swoop into the dog. Friendly for the dogs as well.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe I lied.
No, it's out there first. Sandra, thank you for coming on and sharing your experience, because I'm sure it inspires so many people that are watching, and Alex for being here to talk about the fellowship program as well. So wonderful having the two of you on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
And as we take a look outside, you have no excuse tomorrow night not to go, because the snowfall will clear, temperatures will be on the rise, and you want to get some dancing on, you want to hang out with your dogs, you want to be inspired by art. Join us a little bit later on. Coming up, we'll have a little bit more here on Your Morning Ottawa. Stay with us, be safe. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We've been talking about the weather all morning long, but it is still top of mind.
That's right. Well, we do have a special weather statement, and that's because we could see 5 up to 10 centimeters of snow. It looks like most of the heavy snow will be over late this morning, and it will kind of taper off into the afternoon. Originally, our models were showing for another 15 centimeters, and then it changed to 10, and now it's looking like we could see 5 throughout the day ahead, and that's with 2 into the overnight. So not much more on the way, although by the looks of it outside right now, you would never know it.
Take good care. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning.